In the early 19th century, southern Africa was a land in turmoil. Mighty rulers rose with fire and steel. Shaka Zulu forged an empire through conquest in KwaZulu. Madiwan of the Nwane scattered tribes through bloodshed. Mzilikazi, once Shaka's general, carved his own kingdom by the spear. And on the high plains, Karana and Griqua horsemen raided with guns and powder. This was an age of chaos, the Difaqane, the time of troubles. Kingdoms fell as quickly as they were made, but in the heart of the mountains, one man would stand apart. His name was Moshoeshoe. From a single hilltop, he bound scattered clans into the Basotho nation. From a mountain fortress called Thaba Bosiu, the mountain at night, he defied the chaos and built a kingdom that still endures. This is his story. In 1804, a boy of the Bamokateli clan entered his initiation ceremony. It would last 6 long months. During this rite of passage, he composed a powerful praise poem. His peers named him Letlama, the Binder, a title that spoke to his gift of holding people together. Soon after his graduation, he led his first raid against the village of Chief Ramonahang. The young warrior returned victorious, driving cattle before him. To commemorate his triumph, he crafted another praise poem, declaring himself a razor that had shaved Ramonahang's beard. From that day, he was no longer Letlama. He was Moshoeshoe, the shaver. As a young man, Moshoeshoe earned fame for his daring cattle raids. He proved himself clever, ambitious, and fearless. Yet he was also known for his temper, once killing a follower for the simple crime of milking one of his cows without permission. By his 20s, Moshoeshoe had gathered a loyal following. He established his first village at Budabute, in the northern mountains of present-day Lesotho. But around him, the storm of the Difaqane raged. Shaka's armies crushed weaker chiefdoms. Matewane's Ngwan warriors swept through the land. Refugees poured into the highlands, fleeing destruction. Moshoeshoe realized that survival meant more than cattle raids. It meant building a fortress. He moved his people to the great plateau of Kilone. There he founded a settlement unlike any other. The mountains seemed to rise at night and shrink by day. His people called it Thaba Bosiu, the mountain at night. From this natural fortress, Moshoeshoe would withstand every storm. The 1820s were a time of relentless attack. Karana horsemen raided with speed. Griqua fighters struck with muskets. Rival Nguni chiefs pushed northwards, each seeking new lands. At first, the Basotho suffered heavy losses. They had never fought horses and guns. But Moshoeshoe adapted. He captured firearms in raids, traded for powder, and trained his men in new tactics. By the 1830s, he commanded more horses and guns than any other chief in the region. Moshoeshoe became more than a warrior. He was a strategist. He welcomed refugees from destroyed clans, Sotho, Nguni, even San. He gave them protection, but demanded loyalty. In this way, his nation grew not by conquest, but by unity. One of his greatest rivals was Mzilikazi, the former Zulu general who had broken from Shaka. With his fearsome Ndebele warriors, Mzilikazi stormed across the High Veld, crushing all in his path. In the 1820s, the Ndebele raided deep into Basotho lands. They came with thousands of warriors trained in the Zulu tradition, but at Thaba Bosiu, Moshoeshoe's mountain fortress held firm. Time and again, the Ndebele were forced back. Where others fell before Mzilikazi, Moshoeshoe endured. His genius lay not only in war, but in knowing when to fight and when to outlast. Moshoeshoe's true power was not the spear, but his wisdom. He welcomed French missionaries such as Eugène Casales, using them as advisors and intermediaries with colonial powers. He understood that the age of guns and politics was coming, and that survival would depend on more than warriors. He forged alliances when necessary, even with former enemies. He fed the hungry during famine. He turned enemies into followers, binding them with generosity as much as with fear. By the mid-19th century, Moshoeshoe was no longer just a chief. He was Morena e Moholo, the great king of the Basotho. From the chaos of the Difaqane, he had built a nation. From the heights of Thaba Bosiu, he had carved out a kingdom that defied even the mightiest rivals. He passed away in 1870, leaving behind not only cattle and warriors, but a people united by language, culture, and pride. His mountain still stands. His people still call themselves Basotho. In a time when kings rose and fell in blood, Moshoeshoe proved that true greatness lies not only in conquest, but in the power to endure.